Wolverine or Deadpool, two of the most iconic regenerators in comics, but here's the twist, one of them is cursed by their own power. This isn't just about who heals faster, it's about who lives with it better. So which healing factor is actually superior? Let's break it down. Both of these characters can survive a bullet to the head, being dismembered, even vaporized, and somehow walk it off. But let's get specific. Wolverine once survived being infected with every terminal disease in existence at the same time. During a battle with the Horsemen of Death in Uncanny X-Force number 3, he's walked away from multiple nuclear explosions, including the bombing of Nagasaki, and even in Venom number 8, where the Canadian government dropped a nuke directly on him. And in Civil War, when Nitro unleashed a blast that stripped Wolverine down to a shiny metal skeleton, no flesh, no brain, nothing, Logan still regenerated muscle by muscle, organ by organ. And Deadpool's feats are just as disturbing. In Deadpool Annual number 1, Thor literally vaporized him with a lightning bolt, reducing Wade to a pile of dust, and he still came back. In Deadpool number 39, the Hulk beat him into a puddle of unrecognizable paste. Deadpool number 61 sees Wade regenerating his entire body from just a single remaining body part, his right hand. And at one point, Deadpool was literally cursed with eternal life by Thanos in Deadpool vs. Thanos just to keep him away from death. So yeah, both healing factors are insanely powerful, but the real question is, what kind of life comes with this kind of invincibility? Let's start with the first problem, pain versus numbness. Wolverine feels everything. Every time he pops his claws, his healing doesn't dull the pain, it just ensures he survives it. Every slash, every burn, every explosion, Logan endures it all. In X-Men Schism, he says, "Just because I heal doesn't mean it doesn't hurt." And when he got infected with every disease imaginable, the pain was unimaginable. His healing factor kept him alive, but it didn't shield him from the suffering. That pain builds grit, but it also builds trauma. Logan's life is a cycle of violence and recovery with no break and no rest. Now Deadpool's no slouch, he feels the pain too, but he buries it beneath jokes, chaos, and madness. His body heals, his mind doesn't. Behind the wisecracks and pop culture references is a man who's deeply broken. And it makes sense, Wade's healing factor didn't develop naturally, it was forcibly grafted onto him by the Weapon X program, using DNA derived from Wolverine himself. But Wade's body was already riddled with terminal cancer, so his healing factor regenerates the cancer and the damage it causes. His cells are constantly mutating and regenerating in a brutal loop that never truly ends. Wolverine turns pain into purpose. Deadpool turns pain into chaos. Now let's look at problem number 2, control versus collapse. Wolverine's healing keeps him just stable enough to function. Sure, he drinks, he broods, he lashes out, but he can lead a team, teach students, and still be a hero. Deadpool, he's a walking contradiction. His healing factor is so overpowered, it works against him. It regenerates wounds, tumors, and even damaged brain tissue, but not in a way that brings stability. It's not healing, it's recycling. In Deadpool Kills Deadpool, alternate versions of Wade openly acknowledge how broken they all are, mentally and physically. One Deadpool admits that healing isn't a gift, it's a trap. And he's right. When Wade picked a fight with the Hulk out of pure self-loathing, Hulk responded by smashing him into paste. Literally. No bones, no brain, just mush. And somehow he still came back. But what version of him came back? That's the horror. His body resets, but his psyche never gets a chance to settle. Wolverine learns discipline. Deadpool leans into destruction. Let's move on to the third problem. Living forever versus never fully living. Wolverine ages slowly, very slowly. Born in the late 1800s, he's fought in world wars, survived multiple eras, and watched countless people he loved grow old and die. His healing keeps him alive, but it doesn't protect him from grief. He says, "I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice." And what he does sometimes is simply survive. Deadpool, meanwhile, is functionally immortal. As mentioned earlier, Thanos cursed him with eternal life to keep him away from death. And even after that curse was lifted, Wade's healing factor made him nearly unkillable. He's lived to see the year 2099 in multiple Marvel timelines. In one storyline, he regenerates from just his right hand. In another, he survives decades in solitary confinement, unchanged physically but mentally shattered. You can destroy his body over and over and it will always bounce back, but that's not freedom, that's solitary confinement in your own mind. Wolverine seeks peace, Deadpool seeks destruction. So here's a deeper question. Who are they without their healing? For Wolverine, maybe he could finally rest. For Deadpool, maybe, just maybe, he could feel human again. Their healing powers don't just keep them alive, they define them. And in Deadpool's case, they may have erased who who he used to be. Spider-Man once called Wolverine the most human of the X-Men, not because he's soft, but because he feels and still chooses to care. Meanwhile, Deadpool might be Marvel's most tragic character. He's stuck in a body that refuses to let him feel human at all. So when people ask who has the better healing factor, maybe the answer isn't Wolverine, and it isn't Deadpool either, because surviving everything doesn't mean you're truly alive. I want to ask you, would you want to live forever if your body couldn't die, but your heart could still break? Drop your answer in the comments down below. Would you choose Logan's slow, painful endurance or Deadpool's unkillable chaos? And if this breakdown hits you as hard as Logan hits a Sentinel, smash that like button and subscribe for more. Because here on This Comic Cooks, we don't just talk comics, we let them cook!